In today's video, with the help of detailed 3D animation, we will see what exactly is truly inside this incredible White House worth 2.5 billion rupees. In other words, what's inside the White House. We all know that the place where the President of the United States lives and works is called the White House. But why not take a look at where the newly elected President of the United States, Mr. Joe Biden, has his office, the place from where he will have to make the biggest decisions for the country and the world. Why not also see in which room former United States President Mr. Barack Obama sat and carefully planned the operation to eliminate the notorious and infamous Al-Qaeda leader and world-renowned terrorist Osama bin Laden in the year 2011, and from where he addressed the nation after the mission was accomplished, telling everyone that all's well that ends well. Along with this, we will also take a closer look at what indoor and outdoor facilities and amenities are available in the White House, which is spread over 19 acres of land, what each floor is used for, and most importantly, whether the China room in this building is actually used for what you think or if there's something else going on. So, to understand the White House thoroughly, we will divide this video into a total of 5 parts. West Wing, the main residence, East Wing, outdoor facilities, and White House secrets. This last part, is the most important and exciting part of the entire video. At the end of the video and in this 5th part, we will see exactly where the hidden underground secret bunkers of the White House are located and from where the secret tunnels that connect them actually run. This entire section of the White House is called the West Wing, and this whole wing is dedicated solely to work and official business. There are a total of 3 floors in it, and the entrance to the ground floor is from here. But this is not the main entrance. The main entrance to this West Wing is from this spot, which is on the 1st floor. Anyway, on the ground floor, there is a video conference room, Navy mess, kitchen, briefing room, wardroom, photo closet, photo office, and the Homeland Security room, which used to be a barber shop before November 2002. But on this same ground floor, there are 2 rooms that are highly important. The first is the Situation Room, from where the American president can control the entire American Defense Forces. And this is also the specific room where former President Mr. Obama carefully planned the death of Osama bin Laden. Say it. The second is the Secret Service Room. The United States Secret Service is the same federal agency that guards the president and also handles other criminal investigations. And this is their room. Now let's move towards the floor that is the most important floor of the White House. That is the 1st floor of the West Wing. As you enter, on the right side of the lobby is the office of the National Security Advisor, and on the left side is the office of the Press Secretary. In addition, the Vice President's office is actually located right next to the National Security Advisor's office. If any of you are not aware, let me tell you that Joe Biden, who has now been elected as the President of the United States, was previously the Vice President during former President Mr. Barack Obama's tenure, and he used to sit in this very same office. If there is ever a major issue or important matter that the new president, Mr. Joe Biden, needs to discuss with experts from different fields, those important discussions will mostly take place in these 2 rooms. The first is the Cabinet Room and the second is the Roosevelt Room. The last time Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi visited the White House, all the important meetings with Uncle Trump took place in this very Cabinet Room. One thing to notice in both of these rooms is that the chair for the US President is just slightly bigger and more noticeable than the other chairs, so it can be easily identified by anyone who enters. Next, we come to the most important office in the entire White House, and that is the Oval Office, which is the main working office of the American President. It's called the Oval Office because it is uniquely oval-shaped, and this is the chair that millions of Americans dream of sitting in one day. This is the very chair where Uncle Trump has made thousands of major decisions so far. And going forward, Joe Biden will lead America from here. On this side of the West Wing is the room related to media in the White House. This is the press briefing room. Chances are you've seen this particular room many times on television because most of the time the President of the United States addresses the nation from here. Right next to it, this slightly protruding area is the kitchen for the press and media, and this is the office for the press and media personnel. Similarly, this is the 2nd floor of the West Wing, and it also houses important offices for official work. This part of the White House is called the Residence, and the special thing is that the Palm Room and the West Colonnade connect this West Wing and the Residence together. There are mainly 2 entrances to the Residence. This one is the North Portico, and this one is the South Portico. The residence has a total of 4 floors and also a basement. The maintenance work of the White House and its residence is mainly carried out in this basement. After that, if we talk about the ground floor, there is a small bowling alley here for playing, located between the carpenter shop and the flower shop. If you move ahead from the basement hall, the kitchen is here. For the president's security, there is a room for the Secret Service here, and to take care of the president's health, there are doctors' offices. Apart from all these bathrooms, there is a library here, and on the side of the North Hall, there is the curator's office. Because the White House is a museum, the person responsible for maintaining the historical records of the White House sits in this curator's office. Whenever a country leader or foreign ambassador is invited to the White House, their car stops right here, and their very first entry is through this diplomatic reception room. To put it plainly, in America, the good-looking dishes, that is, the ones that appear truly magnificent, are often considered a highlight. So this China room is not quite the one you were thinking of. Instead, this room houses a truly exquisite collection of fine dinnerware used by US presidents and their guests for grand dinners. If we move towards the first floor, this floor is called the state floor because formal state receptions and meetings are held here. For this purpose, the red room, blue room, and green room have been built on this floor. This is the state dining room for dinners with state officials, and this east room is the very room where former President Mr. Obama stood and announced the news of Osama bin Laden's death to the entire world. Now, if we talk about where the US president and his family have dinner, it's this place, the family dining room, which is located right next to the pantry. If we move up to the second floor, this floor of the White House is known as the family floor or the family residence. There are quite a large number of bedrooms on this floor, but it is expected that the president's bedroom is this one, which is known as the master bedroom. To its left is the dressing room and to the right is the living room. Apart from this, the third floor of the residence is an entertainment area for the US president and his family. Here, there is a gym, a diet kitchen, a game room, and in addition, quite a few offices and bedrooms as well. The exciting thing here is this solarium, which is also called the sunroom. The area next to it is called the promenade, and here the first family can stand, relax, and spend some quality time together as a family. This part of the White House is called the East Wing, and this East Wing is connected to the residence through the East Colonnade. But keep in mind that as soon as you exit the residence, the first thing you encounter is the visitor's foyer. Before understanding what the visitor's foyer is, remember that technically, since September 1961, the White House has been a museum. That means you can visit here as a visitor and take a tour of the White House. Every week, more than 5,000 people come to tour the White House, and they all enter from here because the main entrance of the residence is the official and diplomatic entrance, and it is not open to everyone. On the side of this corridor, there is the family theater here. Anyway, this east wing of the White House is mainly for family gatherings, functions, concerts, and social events. The east wing is mainly for the First Lady and her staff. Many people think that the wife of the US president is called the First Lady, but officially, the hostess of the White House is actually called the First Lady. This means that if the president has a wife, she will be called the First Lady, and if not, then another woman will be officially appointed to the position of First Lady. The hostess of the White House means a woman who invites guests to the White House, takes care of them, interacts with them, etc. By the way, speaking of invitations, on the second floor of the East Wing, opposite the First Lady's office, there is the calligraphy office in this corner. Here, cards are prepared to invite guests to the White House. If you step a little outside the building and look towards the outdoor facilities, you'll find a swimming pool for the president behind the West Wing, and between the swimming pool and the West Wing is the Oval Office patio. Here, the US president can sit and have casual meetings and lunches with the staff, among other things. Just a little further ahead, you will find that there is a basketball court and also a tennis court here. If we talk about the secret bunkers and underground tunnels of the White House, first remember that in any kind of emergency situation, Mr. President is brought to the PEOC. PEOC stands for Presidential Emergency Operations Center. This is a secret underground bunker built beneath the East Wing where all electronic facilities are available so that Mr. President can easily command. On May 31st, 2020, when the Black Lives Matter protests were happening in America, former President Mr. Donald Trump was brought to this very underground bunker. Now the important thing to understand is that this PEOC is actually the junction for all the underground tunnels. That means if the President has to leave the White House in an emergency situation, he primarily has two options. The first option is that he can go from the PEOC to the Treasury building through a tunnel. The Treasury building is none other than the building where all the financial operations of the US government take place. If you have ever seen a $10 bill, you must have noticed that the image on its backside is of the Treasury building itself. Apart from leaving the White House, the president has another option. He can move from the PEOC to another underground tunnel that leads to the South Lawn, and from there, board the Marine One helicopter and take off.